Hey folks, welcome to another VR video. Today we're going to check out Arcaxer, which is a game that's available right now on Oculus Quest via Oculus App Lab. And I'll share a link in the description. There's also a demo of this if you don't feel like you can commit to it just yet on SideQuest that you can sideload. And this game is coming to Steam in the next week or so. So lots of different options on where you can go to play this. We're going to go ahead and play story. I'm actually going to start over. I've played a bit of this game to get my hands on and kind of get a feel for it. We're going to start at the very beginning here so you can see the tutorial, and then we'll jump into some of the gameplay afterwards. So as you can see, it's kind of a top-down game. You can raise and lower based on the grips. So to start, you're in a third-person view. Hey you, says this loudspeaker voice. I am alive. So this guy's got a big cool dungeon. Exit down the hallway, he says. So what I do want to say is this game is really cool. I've played the first 15 floors of what they call the stack. And you'll see it once we get through this brief tutorial. And it is a turn-based RPG. Now you can press A, but I'm going to press Y so you can see LOLJK written right on the sign right there. It is very detailed. Now first-person view, unfortunately, is only for looking. I really wish you could actually play this game in first-person view instead of the third-person perspective, but the third-person perspective works really well. And we're running into a toxic imp. So this dungeon is filled with these toxic imps. You're going to have to smack it to death. Keep going. Good luck. So the toxic imp here. Battles in this game are turn-based. This is your first battle. Hold the grip button to draw your weapon. There we go. Battle complete. We have killed the toxic imp. And now we're going to move a little bit further into the dungeon. Haha, you're a murderer now. How does it feel? Just kidding, these things are mindless, I think. Alright. An eye for an eye or whatever. So you're going to keep fighting toxins until you run out of HP and die. Devious, right? Now I will say, I don't tend to play this with melee combat once I'm inside. So he says to ignore this, but of course I'm not going to ignore anything. So we've got a comfortable hat now. If you go up the stairs, you'll be closer to death, which is pretty good for me. You're doing great. So now we've gone upstairs, and this game is completely procedurally generated. So each time you play through outside of this dungeon, you get a different experience. So he is a little bit faster than the other one, and as you can see, he's got some fireballs he's dodging that we have to dodge. And that faster toxic imp is now dead. So these are simple enemies thus far.
Let me explain.
Definitely gets a lot more elaborate as it goes. They didn't take damage when it attacked you. That's because the toxins can use hacks. Hacks allow AI to break the rules of the simulation a bit. I wish I could use hacks. Yeah, I'm sure he does. This part's cool. The turret will shoot toxic balls at you when you walk by. Be careful. So we ran past it so that we didn't get hit by the toxic goo. That was fun, but you probably won't survive this next guy unless something really unexpected happens here. The Toxic Caster. Have fun in your final battle. Thanks for everything. He's a much stronger enemy. As you can see, he's got 210. Weapons locked. What? Wait, what's an Arcaxer module? It's like it's the title of the game. You've learned a new way to attack. And that is the way I actually like to play this game, is with these projectile attacks. What I found recently, mostly playing Enderall, which you'll be able to watch a little bit of my gameplay of if you go back a couple of days on the channel, is I'm really loving magic combat. And this game was made by a gentleman who made a game called Wave Magic, which was one of the early days VR titles. So Wave Magic's mechanics have come into this game, and it works really well. So despite the fact that you can do melee combat with a sword, I don't tend to do that. I really like using magic spells instead. How did I use hacks? I'm going to say I'm very special.
Watch yourself.
And now you can choose what type of player you are. So you can go with the sword here. You can go with the staff in the middle here. So this is the Wisdom of the Mage. That's what I'm going to go with, is the Wisdom of the Mage. I mean, yes, that's the one I want to go with. I will see you at the top.
Oh, hey!
So this is Sydney. Sydney is a character that introduces you to some new concepts and also supplies you with new hacks. And that right there, that very tall building over there, that is the stack. And when I was a kid, I played a game called Final Fantasy Legend a lot on the Game Boy. It was one of the first RPGs, if not the first RPG I played. In the last section of that game, you climb a tower, and you have to fight the creator at the very top of the tower. And that's what this feels like to me. Except, of course, everything in this game is procedurally generated, so it's pretty much endless, even if you defeat the tower. So the Taskmaster was that evil voice that we heard. He's probably close to the top or at the top of that tower.
Nice to meet you.
So Sydney's now gonna let us test something, so we're gonna follow her. But before we do that, we're gonna turn the comfort mode off. No offense, glad that the option's there, but I don't need that tunnel. And I have to say, this environment, while it's not photorealistic, the world that we're in is very cool. Alright, so what does Sydney want us to do here?
All right.
So this fireball that we just gained is actually my favorite attack thus far. Wait, did I actually gain the attack though? Load out. Ah, there we go. Use. Now we've got to load out with the fireball. And what we're going to do is actually put fireball right here as well. So we've got 2 Arcax missiles and 2 fireballs.
Let's do this.
And this is honestly, if not my favorite attack, one of my favorite attacks.
Glitch on this target with that new hack I gave you. This is so exciting. You can use my modules.
I can definitely use the modules. And that was the entirety of that battle. And look, we're already at level 3. And we learned Restore 1 and Galaxy Brain. That's cool.
Interesting.
I'm going to go with I have to do something. So Sydney's now going to show us the stack and a little bit of the hub. This is the overworld area, and there's actually other battles and things you can do here within the overworld, which is very cool. There's even a treadmill over there you can run on, where that person with the heart is. But for now, Sydney's going to take us over here to the stack. So he's trying to climb higher, so the Taskmaster might actually not be at the top. Of course I'm going to help you, Sydney. What kind of game would this be if I said no? So she's going to charge me money for upgrades. Honestly, I've found that inside the stack there are plenty of upgrades. Before we go in, I just want to do first person view for just a second here. Look at how massive that is. It just keeps going. It's really impressive, honestly. Showing you on a little square window doesn't really do it justice. You have to try this for yourself. So, there are 87 floors here in the stack. I've played through around the first 15 before I made this video on a different profile here. We're going to start with the bottom block.
Hey!
Yes, I can hear you, Sydney. She is very sneaky. I agree. So the toxins get more powerful the further you go. And they can kill you and so forth. So again, these levels are randomly generated. What I notice up front is there's a treasure right there. So we're going to go try to get it. And it's just vendor trash, unfortunately. Here comes a bad guy. This is going to be our first battle inside the stack. And of course, it's not an easy one. So we don't have enough AP to do anything further. We're going to try to dodge these attacks. And we got hit both times. Alright. I'm going to take out the AI sentry this time a little bit. We may honestly die just right now. Because we got unlucky in our battle. For our first battle here. And that's something that can absolutely happen a ton in this game. Uh-oh. We didn't hit the AI sentry enough. And there we go. Phew. Alright, so we got through that. Let's see if we can burn the AI sentry. And now we'll try to get the novice caster out. Still got 2 more attacks. Good! We actually made it through that battle. Alright, so that was just a taste of Arcaxer. I'm very glad that I succeeded on that first battle on ground floor, floor 0. Again, there are 87 floors, which is really 88 if you count the 0 floor, to climb through in the stack. Additionally, there's also an overworld where you do battles and do exploration. So there's actually a ton of gameplay in this one. This is a $24.99 title. It is currently, as I said, available on App Lab, and it's coming to Steam very soon, within the next week or so. So lots of different ways to play this, regardless of what VR headset that you have. I have to say, I'm loving it on the Quest 2. And if you don't want to commit and you just want to try out the gameplay for yourself, there is still a pre-release demo available right now on SideQuest if you want to check that out. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll be back with more content soon. Until next time, get out there and enjoy some VR for yourself. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye now.